That poor little boy. I just can't bear to think what he must have gone through.
So would Jowen be in the jail now, again, in that same place that we saw him at? I wonder if it's worth going back there to check him out. But if we want to do that, it'll probably be easier if we go from the mill side. Oh, you know what? Now that we have time, we should probably check on Velena. Yeah, you know, it said, when you have time, go back and check on Velena. I never had time, now I do. Back in the blacksmith's house, she was a blacksmith's daughter. So let's go to the village. Oh!
Sire, I have more news. Yes. Well, it seems that the fighting has gone exactly as you...
I would like to know what you intend to accomplish, Father. Should we not be fighting the Darkspawn instead of each other?
The nobility should be brought into line and then the Darkspawn defeated. This is no true blight, Anora. Only Kaelin's vanity demanded it be so.
Beg pardon, sire. But blight or no, we may not have the manpower to face the Darkspawn soon.
Kaelin approached your legions for support, did he not?
Never! Marek and I drove those bastards out! We'll not roll out the welcome for them now.
We need help, Father. We cannot deal with this crisis alone.
Ferelden will stand on its own. I will lead it through this, Anora. You must have faith in me.
Did you kill Kaelin?
She doesn't know.
Kaelin's death was his own doing.
This is good. This means we might be able to team up with her. She didn't know. I thought she was in on the whole thing. I'm not sure how much she actually cared about Kaelin. What kind of marriage was it? I'm guessing it was a political marriage. Not a, oh, I really, really loved him. But Logain himself, it's not like he wasn't accomplished though. So even though it was a political marriage, it's not like he isn't there because of merit. Okay, let's go check on Jowen first if we can.
And here you are again. More generosity from my friends at the Collective.
No.
Of course. Some other time, then.
As you say.
This way? I'm guessing those Denerim cutscenes only show up whenever we finish a big quest, so the Circle Tower and this one, they happen to be in rapid succession because we never saw one for resolving the whole Arl situation. So normally we don't see it that often.
They're keeping me here until the Arl revives. If he revives. I suppose that's better than nothing. They're keeping me here until the Arl revives. If he revives.
I'm not sure what to do about him either. He didn't seem like a super horrible person, but he did do the initial poisoning thing. Logain! The way he hates Orlesians, I think this came up back at Ostagar as well when we were having that War Council meeting. Kaelin was like, oh, shouldn't we wait for the Orlesians to help us? And he was like, no, we can't. I guess because he lived long enough to remember that, you know, back when Orlesians were what owned Ferelden, and he's, what would you call it? Like fiercely patriotic? I'm not even sure. Very, very deep distrust of outsiders, any non-Fereldans. Anything change here?
Anything I can get you?
No.
Good luck to you then.
If it isn't the hero of the day, what can I get you? Right, I've got some supplies too, in case you're interested. With the store closed down, it doesn't hurt to pick up some of the slack, eh?
Yeah, okay, I don't think there's anything... Well, we could get some recipes. Improved herbalism. Somebody had that, right? Or somebody can have that, but at the same time, we're not really hurting for them right now. It's not the hugest of deals. Okay, I don't think there's anything here. Let's get to The blacksmith's house. Logan doesn't seem to think the blight is a real threat. He was all like, oh, it's not a true blight, but honestly, like, whether it's a true blight or not, the darkspawn are really here. We all know this. We've seen it with our own eyes, so that in itself is a bigger problem.
Blessed are the peacekeepers, champions of the just.
This was for giving these samples of the... Yes, the corpse skull samples.
It is begun.
No new ones, thank you.
The deep dark before dawn's first light seems eternal, but know that the sun always rises.
Let's hope so.
Maker's blessings upon you, Warden.
As you say.
We recruited a few people here and there, but we haven't finished any one thing completely yet. Blacksmith. Elena!
My Velena returned. She told me of your daring rescue. I can't begin to tell you how grateful I am. Take this. A reward for your deed. It's dwarven made and should serve you well.
Thank you. I was glad to help.
Thank you again. I'm forever in your debt.
Curious about what we got. Except I can't tell. It just says item received, so I gotta like look through and guess which one it is. Which I can't tell. Dwarven made. Which one is Dwarven made? Oh, this one. Shielded Dwarven Armor. I've been a bit reluctant to switch out my set, but I think I need to though, even though the 0.2 fatigue is really nice. I've just been... Because the armor... Look at this one. This is 7.65. My current one is 5.1. It's starting to get to be a pretty big difference here. But, you know, the fatigue, the lack of fatigue is really nice. So I'm torn.
Thank you, my lady. I'd never have been able to return to my father if it wasn't for you.
No worries.
Thank you, my lady. I'd never have been able to return to my father if it wasn't for you.
Owen?
You're welcome here, friend. What can I do for you? You're welcome to whatever I have, obviously. I'm at your service.
For free? No. That would be asking for a little bit too much. 4.4, nope. Hey, if we want sets, we can get it here. But I think both Alistair and Sten have some set stuff going on already. They have heavy armor, I have medium armor. That's just sort of like this arbitrary distinction I've decided to do because I feel like everyone with heavy armor would be a little bit too much. Just to see which one works out better, you know? Okay, I think we're probably okay here for now then, unless if there's anything else, which I don't think there is. We've still got work cut out for us. We've got to find the urn and all this stuff. I'm thinking maybe now would be a good time to go back to the DLC stuff. Maybe let's do like 1 or 2, and then yeah, I'm not even gonna go back to the circle tower just yet because I feel like we've been there for so long and I don't want to go back there just to open some chests and maybe do a summoning ritual or 2. Let's put some distance first and then we'll go back there eventually. Should be okay. Oh, I gotta go all the way back here. And then people have asked me to complete quests for them too. Companions, Alistair's sister in Denerim, Morgan, was it about the book I gave her? And then Sten's sword, near Lake Callanhead. Lake Callanhead is so big, I don't even know where you mean. Sultra's Pass. Okay, let's go back to camp.
I heard about what happened at Redcliffe. I want to talk to you about it.
Are you upset because you weren't there?
I wish I had been there, but no, I'm not upset about that.
Good.
I just wanted to thank you. You went out of your way to save the Isle's family, and you did it. Even though it would have been easier not to. There's been so much death and destruction. It makes me feel good that at least we were able to save something. No matter how small. I owed the Isle that much.
I feel like they're speaking to the player a little bit here, because it definitely would have been much easier if we just chose to sacrifice Isolde. Because, oh my god, that whole long detour to the Circle Tower. Thank goodness it worked out. Yeah, like, I mean, by the end here, we know it does work out, but could you imagine if it didn't? I feel like that would actually be such a mean thing for the writer of a story to do. Make the player do, like, 6 hours of content, derailed content, coming back, and then finding out that it doesn't work because the Arl's condition has worsened or Connor is more possessed than before. That would have been awful. So, yeah, we did go out of our way for it, and I'm really glad it worked out. If we can stop the Blight, we'll save much more.
You're right. Hopefully, by that time, there's still enough of Ferelden left to save. Good. Now that the warm, fuzzy part of the day is over with, we can get back to the ritual dismemberments. Oh, wait, it's not Tuesday, is it?
I miss talking to you, Alistair. Oh. Actually, how have you been?
Here, look at this. Do you know what this is?
Oh, that's a rose.
I picked it in Lothering. I remember thinking, how could something so beautiful exist in a place with so much despair and ugliness? I probably should have left it alone, but I couldn't.
Oh my goodness.
The Darkspawn would come and their taint would just destroy it. So I've had it ever since.
You're causing me pain. You're causing me physical pain right now. And what do you intend to do with it?
I thought that I might give it to you, actually.
Oh.
In a lot of ways, I think the same thing when I look at you.
I don't know what to say.
I guess it's a bit silly, isn't it? I just thought, here I am, doing all this complaining, and you haven't exactly been having a good time of it yourself. You've had none of the good experience of being a Grey Warden since your joining. Not a word of thanks or congratulations. It's all been death and fighting and tragedy. I thought maybe I could say something. Tell you what a rare and wonderful thing you are to find amidst all this darkness.
I think without the romantic tint to it, this is actually a really sweet thought. And then with the romantic tint to it, now I just feel really guilty for leading all of you on. Oh, Alistair is a sweet guy, but I don't. Oh my goodness, how do I don't. The guilt is starting to kick in, what do I do? Corny sentiment.
What else can I do? Write a poem? Pull your hair? I just saw the rose and I suppose I did it on impulse. Was it the wrong one?
No, it wasn't. Thank you, Alistair.
I'm glad you like it. Now, if we could move right on past this awkward, embarrassing stage and get right to the steamy bits, I'd appreciate it.
And you are doing so well, too.
Oh? You're lost, then. All the ladies go on and on about how suave I am. I don't know how you can resist me like you do. Oh, look, is that a cloud? I expect rain.
I don't want to talk to Liliana now. Oh god, I feel guilt, immense guilt in the pit of my stomach.
You called.
Sten, how are you?
I am hardly surprised.
Do you find Ferelden very strange?
To put it lightly, no one has a place here. Your farmers wish to be merchants. The merchants dream of being nobles, and the nobles become warriors. No one is content to be who they are.
Don't the Kunari ever want to change their lot in life?
What does that accomplish? The farmer who buys a shop is never a merchant. He is always a farmer turned merchant. He carries his old life with him as a turtle carries its shell.
I don't think they care about happiness. So the first one I don't think he would be receptive to, but what if it makes you stronger? Stronger! That's something that maybe the Kunari would care more about. Or maybe he was meant to be a merchant. No, because according to Kunari culture, what you're born as, your first job, you gotta stick to it for the rest of your life, even if it kills you. But that makes the turtle stronger.
Does it? It's also his weakness. If he stumbles and falls over, it pins him on his back. It is better to armor yourself with no more than what you need. One life, one duty.
You don't think happiness is important?
You can learn to find it in doing your duty, in serving your people. There is no need to search for it. Shall we move on?
Is there anything you like about Ferelden?
There is interesting food here. You have a thing. It doesn't have a word in the Kunari tongue. Little baked things like bread, but sweet and crumbly.
We know this already. We've been over it. Cookies?
Yes, we have no such things in our lands. This should be remedied.
I'll keep that in mind.
Shall we move on?
You sound a bit homesick.
Perhaps. It's strange to be in a crowd and hear a language that is not your own. To see faces that are and aren't like yours. I miss the smells of Saharon. Tea and incense and the sea. Ferelden smells of wet dogs.
Wait, so this is something that I don't have 100% grasp on, or I need to read the codex on this or something. Kunari? Is Kunari like a human culture? Or is it like Orlesians and Fereldans, or is it like a different race of beings? Because you look humanoid to me, but then you had the whole red eye thing going on, so I wasn't really sure. Do you do other magical stuff or have other magical abilities? You guys speak a different language, that's for sure. I'm just not sure if Kunaris are actually human. You left out the rotting garbage.
True. I was trying to forget that part. Shall we move on? As you wish.
Oh, wow. Everyone's getting really chummy with me. Oh? What the hell is that?
The Circle of Magi stands ready to assist, Grey Warden,
Oh.
as do the Templars of the Chantry.
They will work together?
The sincerity of your cause has drawn them together under a common banner. It would not have happened otherwise.
Fantastic.
The Circle of Magi stands ready to assist, Grey Warden, as do the Templars of the Chantry.
Do you need anything?
There are always areas to improve on, Grey Warden. The most useful for my talents are runes.
Okay, well, thank you for joining us, I suppose. A communal box for the resources you have collected for your troops. Turn in runes for the circle. Your pack glows ever so slightly. Oh. Hold on. I might want to use those. Let me look at the enchantment stuff first. Cool. Morgan. Hello, my friend with which I have no romantic relations, and thus is, a relaxing person for me to talk to.
What do you wish of me?
I'd like to ask you something.
If you must.
We haven't really had much with Morgan lately. Sten is really liking me now, but Morgan, not so much, even though we've been with Morgan a little bit longer, huh? Morgan, neutral. Sten, dude, Sten loves me. 60. Wynne, neutral. Alistair may like me a little bit too much. Care. Oh, that's interesting. Care versus warm, but it's the same numerical value. Oh. Liliana? Interested.
What do you wish of me?
Anything personal?
We're in camp, so 'tis as good a time as any.
Oh my god. Okay, alright. Hey, maybe if we want them to talk more, do their companion quests. How does that sound?
Enchantment?
Enchantment.
Enchantment!
I didn't get any new... Oh, I mean, I got Novice Flame. It's the same as before. And these are the same weapons as before, too. Unfortunately. Okay, well, that means nothing is gonna help.
You and your friends are formidable folk, indeed. It's good to have you along on the road.
Have you heard any rumors?
The Darkspawn have attacked Lothering. I don't think everyone even had fled by the time they came, either. Word has it they swarmed the entire area, making off with prisoners and burning down the buildings, and then they were gone. Just as quick. I wonder if there's anyone left. I heard some chanters were going to head down south, maybe to try to find some survivors. And I'm not holding out hope myself. That's what I've heard on the road, anyhow. Take it for what it is.
What do the Darkspawn even want to do?
I'm sure you'll be pleased with the goods my boy and I have collected, and with your discount.
What does a demon want to do? What is their goal? Just destruction? Do you have any more backpacks? Maybe not. These gifts, maybe we'll play with them closer to like when we're done all the stuff, when the stuff doesn't really matter anymore. We can buy some runes here. Oh, novice runes. I can buy like a master. Oh, I can certainly afford stuff. And that's what the money is for, right? Don't think I actually have too much to sell. And I think I'm gonna try out maybe... we have such a nice set going on here, but I'll try out the Dwarven Armor that we just got. It changes my fatigue from 0.2 to 3.8 and looks hideous, especially paired with this helmet, but give it a go, yeah? Wow, it looks really... Actually, it looks kind of female for some reason, the armor, maybe because it looks kind of like a skirt thing going on. We'll just try and see how it goes. Because I feel like if I'm still stuck on that set bonus, I'll never switch on my armor. Something else that I feel like we should also try is maybe using bombs. Oh, poison. Oh, so only Liliana can use it then? Because I was thinking, well, we have a whole bunch of crap here. We should be using some of these, right? They're just sitting in my inventory. I don't know if they're good or not. Yeah, all these, like... I guess all these things affect attributes, which I'm not really paying an awful lot of attention to. But I'm not using it, it's just in my inventory so far, so I don't know what to do with it, man. Yeah, this helmet, I'm not sure about this helmet. That just increased my fatigue even more. And it's not medium armor, it's a massive helmet. For comparison, Sten has 22 fatigue, Alistair 12. Me at 4.6 is still quite... it's not that bad. We could try it. Especially since we can't see it anyway. Yeah, okay, let's stay with that for now then. Sure. If it really sucks, then I'll switch back. But I'm guessing the main difference between the fatigue determines how often I can do my skills here, which might actually be pretty important because skills are the main way we win battles. Troy? Hi, Troy.
Your dog is filthy. I can smell him 50 yards off.
Don't be mean. Good. He will fill our enemies with his stench.
That may be so, but all the same, I would like your permission to bathe him.
Oh, thank you. Go ahead. He is getting a little rank.
Excellent. I will get my soaps, and the dog shall have his bath after supper.
Troy? Thank you, Wynne. It's very kind of you. Here you go, little buddy. What a cutie. Where is Wynne? She's here. I just didn't see her.
Oh, it's been a long day. Rest would be welcome.
Oh, there ain't no rest for the wicked, Wynne. But, yes, you should get some rest.
Yes, of course. I am just a little weary. As you may have noticed, I'm no spring chicken.
You are very sprightly for your age, though.
Thank you. You're very kind to say so. But in all honesty, I do not know how many years I have left in me. I have lived for such a long time, but there is always something else to do. And I have to keep going in order to do it. I think I will be glad when I am done.
This is a very morbid first conversation at the camp, but she's elderly. Makes sense why she's our support healer, because she hangs back, not the fastest reflexes. Hey, don't say those things. We still need you.
Oh, no. I'm not the sort of person that leaves things unfinished. I'll see this through, I promise.
Fantastic.
Have you encountered many abominations, apart from the ones in the Circle Tower?
Well, there was Connor.
Ah, yes, Connor, of course. The first time I saw an abomination, my blood turned to ice. It was months before the nightmares stopped. It was the knowledge that I could easily become one of them that frightened me the most.
But it is this knowledge that drives you to be cautious.
One slip. All it takes is one slip, and everything you are is simply gone. Replaced by madness. And there is no turning back. Or at least that's what they say.
That's kind of the same as how I feel about driving. It's something that everybody does, but one mistake, not necessarily even from yourself, maybe a mistake from someone else, and, you know, it could be over. You have doubts?
Of late, I have begun to wonder if there is any way an abomination can be cured. Or if a mage could be so possessed and still retain their sanity, their humanity.
Aldred was sort of an interesting case where we could still see him as a person, but he was like this gigantic abomination thing. It would be nice if we could save them. If one retains one's humanity, one is not an abomination.
Yes, it is madness and cruelty that define abominations. If those are lacking, if the mage remembers the person they truly are, then they are not an abomination. I never saw that. Thank you for showing me another way of looking at it.
You're welcome, I suppose.
So, tell me, how did you become a Grey Warden?
Arl Howe massacred my family. Duncan helped me escape.
Arl Rendon Howe? The Arl of Amaranthine? Why would he do such a thing to you?
Who knows? He has always been a friend of us Kuzlans.
You are the last of the Kuzlans? I had no idea, my lady.
Don't. I'm just a Grey Warden now.
Yes, I suppose so. You can no longer have a title, can you? But that does not mean you must forget utterly where you came from. Take heart, dear friend. You survived, even when you were not expected to. We do not know yet what lies in store for you, or the name you carry. It is not so bad, is it, being a Grey Warden?
Oh, you have no idea. Ooh, that first one, I like it. It's showing this very, very human kind of vulnerability. I don't want to do my duty. I just want my family. Where's my brother? We still haven't heard anything about him. I'd give it up if it meant I could see my family again.
Sometimes it gives me comfort to think that everything will end up the way it's supposed to. That it will be all right. You were chosen. You survived the joining when others did not. Perhaps it was meant to be.
The reason why Grey Warden candidates get chosen to become Grey Wardens, we don't really know why. And then stuff like the Darkspawn coming back, the Blight. Is there sort of a predetermined path for Ferelden, for this world? Are we fulfilling a destiny? Or can we shape our destiny? That is yet to be seen. I will not lie motionless in a bed with coverlets up to my chin, waiting for death to claim me. Wynne's talent became apparent early on, particularly her skill at healing magic. She was well liked by all her mentors and was recognized as an exceptionally gifted student. Even the Templars who watched her could not deny that she represented the best the Circle had to offer. She was an intelligent young woman who possessed a quiet confidence and maturity beyond her years. She spent many years mentoring apprentices within the Circle, and her peers thought so highly of her that she was asked to be First Enchanter Irving's successor, but she refused, saying that she had no desire to work in the upper echelons. When word reached the Tower of King Kaelin's call to arms, Wynne volunteered to go to Ostagar. For Wynne, the printed word is a window to true understanding. A scholar by heart, she feels that what a people commit to the page is sacred by definition. She likes books. Damn, we've been doing good work with the gifting. Oh god. Alistair, what now? Isolde's suspicions about Alistair being Arl Eamon's son was unfounded. However, Alistair was not his son, but King Merrick's. Eamon sheltered the boy to hide his existence from Queen Rowan, Eamon's sister. Alistair is fascinated by magic, even as his life is defined by fighting its darker manifestations. He has a fondness for strange runestones and figural studies of arcane creatures. Strange runestones and figural studies of arcane creatures? Okay. Figures? And runestones? These are gift hints, right? Connor, Gieran. I feel like I'm sleeping, but I guess I'm not. While most of the bands and Arls of Ferelden cart their children with them to the lands meet in the interest of eventually marrying them off, Connor has spent his entire life at Redcliffe. And now he's gonna go to the Circle Tower. Are they even ready? I don't know. And it's hardly surprising. The child possessed the gift of magic. By law, he should have been taken to the Circle of Magi at the first sign, abdicating his claim to Redcliffe. Instead, the boy was kept out of public view, and his magic hushed up, with disastrous results. All mages are beacons that attract the attention of fate spirits. Because of this, they are trained and tested by the Circle to ensure that they can withstand attacks from malevolent fate creatures that seek entry into the waking world. Untrained Connor drew the attention of a powerful demon that tore the veil asunder. With aid from the Circle, he was freed from the demon's power. Connor will be sent to the Circle Tower where he will no longer pose a danger to the innocent. The Fate's relation to the real world, is that something that I feel like some extremists would probably say something like, we should probably kill all the mages so that... Because the mages are the problem. They are the window. They're the bridge between the Fate and our world. So if there's no mages, then those things can't come over, right? But we learned earlier that magic stems from spirits in the Fate as well, and the Fate probably has good stuff, good implications on certain aspects of our world too, so... I mean, all of this doesn't even consider that we just don't want to kill mages because, you know, they're people too, and they didn't ask to be this way. They didn't ask to be possessed. Usually.
I must ask, what does being a Grey Warden mean to you?
I don't know. Does it have to mean something?
I just wanted to know what you thought being a Grey Warden was about. Ultimately, being a Grey Warden is about serving others, about serving all people, whether elves or dwarves or men.
Yes, except the way I became one was very like... Duncan was like, hey, Mr. Kuzlund, you want me to save your daughter? Well, she's gotta become a Grey Warden. So it's not even like, it wasn't nice and fancy. I didn't feel special. It was more like if I didn't become a Grey Warden, he wouldn't save me. Quite literally. You mean to say I serve as a protector?
As a Grey Warden, you are a guardian of men, and you guard them because their continued existence is more important than you are. Thus it is you who serves, not they.
That could be a tough one to stomach for many people. Like, I am not important. The people I serve are more important than me. I exist to fulfill some greater purpose. Why can't I just be me? I wish I could be served instead.
Oh, but you are. Your king serves you, does he not? A good king. A true king who cares for his land. Uses his power to rule firmly but fairly. He serves his people first and foremost. The king who does not do this, who believes that he is entitled to his power, who abuses it and uses it for his own means, is a tyrant.
What about Logain? I don't want power. I've never wanted it.
If you live apart from others and your actions affect only you, then you may do as you wish. But if you have power, influence, and strength, your every action will be as a drop of water in a clear, still pond. The drop causes ripples, and ripples spread. Think of how far they will go, how wide they will become, how will they affect the pond. But I've lectured enough for today. I should stop before I wear out my welcome.
Oh no, I love that conversation. It felt very much like a older, wiser mage giving some advice to a 18-year-old girl from some random castle, like a rich kid. Even though I'm not that like a snobby rich kid, but sometimes I just feel like, why do I have to save the world? Why can't I just go back and see my family and feed my dog and walk him in the park?
What's on your mind?
Everything. Are you feeling better now?
Oh, yes, and thank you for asking. I'm feeling much better today.
They made it a point to talk about it. Like, that one lady back at the tower was like, oh, Wynne might not be doing too hot, so I'm kind of worried about her. Please let me know if there's anything I can do.
Well, thank you for your kindness, my dear. It certainly warms these rickety old bones. What's on your mind?
Sorry that we're spamming you, Wynne. We just got a lot to talk about, that's all. I was just thinking about being a Grey Warden. Again.
Is something troubling you?
Sometimes I wish I could go back to my old life.
A Grey Warden should put aside the person that he used to be. It has shaped the person that he is, but he has become something greater. Grey Wardens have no titles. They owe no allegiance to a king or lord. They cannot serve one people. They must serve them all and protect them all. You are one of the 2 surviving Grey Wardens in Ferelden. You defend all of us, and much rests on your shoulders. It may not mean much to you, but thank you for having the courage to continue to fight.
Oh, thank you for thanking me. We hear thank yous quite often whenever we travel the land and do stuff for people, but someone just thanking me for being me, for continue to do things that people expect me to do. Thank you for thanking me. I will be ready when the time comes.
And that gives me hope. Have you heard much about the Grey Wardens of old?
I know they soared through the skies on griffins, apparently.
Griffins. Alas, that seems to be the only thing people remember from the tales. The mighty flying mounts that bore the Grey Wardens into battle.
Well, I wish I had a griffin.
Unfortunately, they've all passed back into the Maker's hand. So that wish will have to go unfulfilled. It was said that watching the Wardens ride in on their white griffins was enough to rouse a weary heart and put the dance back in the step of an old man. The Grey Wardens were powerful, feared and respected, but they also inspired the common people. I remember a tale that was told to me many years ago.
Go on.
The blight had ravaged the land for months, and the armies of the great kings had amassed for one last stand. As the sun burst through the clouds that boiled and churned in the dark sky above, it illuminated a vast, seething horde of darkspawn, with the archdemon at its head. And it was then, when courage seemed to fail and all lost to death and despair, that the Grey Wardens came. They arrived with the beating of wings like mighty war drums and stood before the armies of men. The Grey Wardens, grim and fearless, marched forth, ever between the men and the encroaching darkspawn. They formed a shield of their own bodies and held that line until the archdemon was dead and the last darkspawn lay trampled in the dirt. And then, demanding neither reward nor recognition for their sacrifice, the Grey Wardens departed. When the clouds finally rolled back and the sun shone full upon the blighted ground, the great kings knew that they had lost no men, and none of their blood had been spilled.
I like happy endings.
This is a tale about no battle the Grey Wardens have fought, and yet about them all. They have always defended us from the darkspawn, taking losses so we do not have to. People may have forgotten over the centuries, but nothing has changed. This knowledge has been blessing and burden to Grey Wardens past, and now it shall be your blessing and your burden.
It's a lot of responsibility that I feel like maybe I had not really had it sink in until Wynne started talking to me about it so much.
What's on your mind?
As a Grey Warden, I'll never lead a normal life, will I?
No, you won't.
But I don't think I was ever meant to be normal.
I don't think so either. You would not have been happy living a dull, uneventful life, dying in obscurity. You wonder sometimes, don't you? If your life would be better if you weren't who you are.
A little.
When I was a young woman in the tower, I came to the realization that the circle would be my life, and I would know no other. Family, love, a simple life. These were things that others took for granted, that I would never have.
Everything we do, every decision we make, we are foregoing the myriad of possibilities. There are no what ifs. There's just what is actually the path that we chose. Grass is always greener on the other side.
It made me very moody. All I could think of was being trapped in that tower with no way out and no end in sight. I started hating my life and myself, and one night I found myself in the tower's chapel. I was seeking refuge, maybe answers.
Did you find anything?
I must have looked tearful or made some noise, because the revered mother came out and decided to speak to me. And because I had no one else to talk to, I talked to her. I must have said many silly things, but she told me that the Maker puts us all on our paths for a reason, and fighting our intended course is what causes so much anguish.
Our intended course. Some people are gonna find that disturbing to think about, that we can't shape our own course. We have an intended course. And that made you feel better?
I thought the old biddy was full of rubbish. I was 15, maybe 16, and I knew everything. So I left, but I always found my way back to that chapel. And as the years passed, I began to see the truth of her words. We were supposed to be polar opposites, mage and priest.
Really?
But we weren't. There was much about us that was the same.
Mage and priest are supposed to be opposite? Religion and magic? But priests have to choose to be priests. Mages don't, just like Grey Wardens.
Not all priests choose their path. Some children are given to the chantry to raise and become initiates. The revered mother had lived in the chantry all her life, as I had been in the tower for all of mine. She taught me that you can find your family in the people around you, that you can love your work and find fulfillment in duty, and there is joy even in self-sacrifice. If you put others before yourself, then their well-being is yours, and their happiness is your happiness.
It won't be easy to live that way.
You can scream and cry and be angry about life as a Grey Warden, or you can accept it and allow yourself to see the good in it. This is your choice.
There are, in your life, in anyone's life, there are two different types of things. Things you can control, things you can't control. If you can't control something, there's no point in getting upset or angry or sad about it, because you can't control it. The only thing you can control is your reaction to it. How you think about it. Is the glass half full or is it half empty? Do I hate being a Grey Warden? I might feel uneasy about it, but it's the way it is. All I can do now is help people. When an orphan girl and her brother says thank you to me, it's heartfelt, and without me, they wouldn't have been reunited. They might have even died. I did a good thing for them, and it does feel good. All we can do is keep on trucking forward.
What's on your mind?
I'd like to ask you something about the circle.
I will answer to the best of my ability.
Why didn't you want to stay at the tower?
The circle is in good hands. Irving knows what to do, and he doesn't need me underfoot. For now, I will support those that battle the Darkspawn. I do feel I left things unfinished in Ostagar. There is so much left to do, and I would be part of it.
Whoa, that first one. But you left the children.
Yes, I did leave them. But if the blight is not stopped, all of them will face suffering greater than what was seen in the tower. The Grey Wardens, all 2 of you, need all the help you can get. I will see this through to the bitter end, and after that, if I am still left standing, then I will return to the circle.
I am sure you will be able to return, if you so choose.
Perhaps. What's on your mind?
I'd like to ask you something about the circle again.
I will answer to the best of my ability.
How did you become a mage?
People don't become mages. They are born mages. The talent just surfaces later. But you are asking how I ended up at the circle. I was brought there by the Templars, just like many of the other apprentices. I don't remember very much. I was very young then.
What about your family?
I didn't have a family. I never knew my real parents. My earliest memory was of hiding in a hayloft on a farm, trying to keep warm. I was found, and the farmer's wife was kind enough not to send me away. But they had children of their own, and I was never made to feel welcome. The eldest son was the worst. He was always calling me a stray, and throwing anything he could get his hands on at me. And I don't know how it happened, but one day, he just found his hair on fire. Fortunately, there was a large trough nearby.
He was lucky. I would have done much worse to him.
And you would have seen yourself trussed up like a festival turkey and paraded about the square for it. Village folk have little love for witches like us. Thankfully, all I had to endure was a few nights locked in a cold barn with a bowl of water and a crust of bread. The Templars arrived several mornings later.
How did they know it was her, though? There's no evidence. Were the Templars mean to you?
One of them ignored me, but the other was kind to me. He gave me sweets and even sat me on his shoulders once when I wanted to look over a high wall that ran along the road. I'll never forget the moment the Templars led me into the entrance hall of the tower. I had never seen anything so grand in my life. I stopped being afraid then. I knew I was home.
That's a great story.
Well, that's about all there is to my tale. That's how I came to the circle.
What was life like in the tower?
I would be lying if I said it was easy. First, there were rules, and we were constantly watched to make sure we behaved appropriately. Then there was the study of magic. We had to cast the spells just so, control the effects completely. A single word spoken incorrectly, a gesture out of sync, and lack of focus. And we needed to have perfect focus, or we would be in danger.
Danger from possession from demons?
From feyed spirits. If we were careless, they would enter our minds, and we would become abominations. Without the circle and my mentors, I would not have been where I am today. And there was joy in life at the circle. The joys of fellowship, in knowing that you were not alone in your struggles. In spite of everything, I was happy in the tower, and I loved it.
This whole magic issue is a really difficult problem, because if you want to stop demonic possessions, then you have to make sure that all the mages are educated. But you can't. It's impossible, because mages are born, not raised. Some kid could just be born somewhere and they would have magic, they have the inclination for magic, and if they don't get put into a circle, then they'll get possessed. There's no way. It's not possible for us to close the gate between the Fade and our world, even if we wanted to. It's just gonna keep happening. All we can do is equip people. Can't stop it. Wow, I love talking to Wynne. I think having an older, wiser, more experienced in life person around here really just reminded me that, damn, I'm an 18-year-old Grey Warden. I got thrown into this. Everyone around me is sort of similar in age. Sten might be a little bit older, but I feel calmer. I feel like things are clearer after talking to Wynne. So thank you, Wynne. That was very enlightening. Now I gotta deal with some of my other problems.
Yes? Something you need?
Can you teach me to be a bard?
I don't think you have the correct aptitude.
Oh.
I could give you some pointers, though. You may be able to pass them on to someone you know. Let's just go over there, away from the others. For safety, yes? I expect there shall be daggers flying about willy-nilly for a time.
Oh! Wait, you actually taught me! Oh. I thought you were gonna teach me how to sing or something, not freaking dagger throwing.
Yes? Something you need?
I'd like to talk to you about something.
Yes? What's on your mind?
Do you miss anything about Orlais?
I miss Val Royeaux. Unlike other cities where the people are the lifeblood and the character, Val Royeaux was her own person, and her people little more than decorations. There was always music in Val Royeaux, streaming from the many windows, quiet refrains and triumphant choruses, and always, floating above that all, the chant, coming from the Grand Cathedral. It was magnificent.
It sounds wonderful.
Oh, it would take me a day or two to talk about the many splendors of Orlais, her golden fields, her lush meadows. Of course, there are good things and bad things about Orlais, like anywhere else. Sometimes I miss it dearly, and sometimes I'm glad I'm rid of it. And you will laugh at this, but I miss the fine things I had in Orlais.
What sorts of things?
Dresses, fine dresses and furs, and shoes, of course. One can't mingle with nobility with bad shoes, you see. Orlais is very fashionable, almost ridiculously so. But the shoes, living with those ridiculous trends was worth it for the shoes.
She's into fashion. What's so special about the shoes?
Well, they're shoes. They're pretty. Some of them anyway. When I left Orlais, the fashion was shoes with delicate tapered heels and embellishments in the front. A ribbon, perhaps, or embroidery. In soft colors, of course. It was spring.
Oh, that sounds so lovely.
I had my eye on a pair my shoemaker was working on. It was covered in pale blue silk with amber beads on the toe. The shoes made in Olay were exquisite. Not at all like these clunky fur-lined leather boots you have in Ferelden. Ugh, just look at them.
Okay, note to self, don't give leather boots to Liliana. Pretty sure she's wearing some leather boots right now. Well, at least they keep the cold out.
They're sturdy shoes, but sometimes a girl just wants to have pretty feet. Oh, I could talk about shoes all day, but we have things to do, don't we?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yes? Something you need? Yes? What's on your mind?
Tell me a tale, Liliana.
Alright, it is my job to spin yarns after all.
Did she get any new ones? I don't think so.
Which one?
Yeah.
It will come to you soon, I'm sure.
Okay. Well, okay. Liliana is, I'm just scared about the whole thing with Alistair and Liliana, sorta. Hey, do you want to teach me how to be a Templar now?
Yes?
I have some questions.
Of course.
Can you teach others to be a Templar?
Sure, I could. I could even teach you, I suppose. Anyone who's been trained as a warrior. I guess if I'm going to give up Chantry secrets, I may as well go all the way. Send whoever you want trained to me in camp, and I'll see what I can do.
Fantastic! Now we can do it, right? Yes, Specialization Unlocked. Cool. Templars, often portrayed as stoic and grim, the Order of Templars was created as a martial arm of the Chantry. Armed with the ability to dispel and resist magic in addition to their formidable combat talents, the Templars are uniquely qualified to act as both a foil for apostates, mages who refuse to submit to the authority of the Circle, and a first line of defense against the dark powers of blood mages and abominations. While mages often resent the Templars as symbols of the Chantry's control over magic, the people of Theta see them as saviors and holy warriors, champions of all that is good, armed with piety enough to protect the world from the ravages of foul magic. In reality, they are more like drug addicts. The Chantry's militant arm looks first for skilled warriors with unshakable faith in the Maker, with a flawless moral center as a secondary concern. Templars must carry out their duty with an emotional distance, and the Order of Templars prefers soldiers with religious fervor and absolute loyalty over paragons of virtue who might question orders when it comes time to make difficult choices. The Templars' power derives from the substance lyrium, a mineral believed to be the raw element of creation. While mages use lyrium in their arcane spells and rituals, Templars ingest a primordial mineral to enhance their abilities to resist and dispel magic. Lyrium use is regulated by the Chantry, but some Templars suffer from lyrium addiction. Some, yeah, I'm sure. The effects of which include paranoia, obsession, and dementia. Templars knowingly submit themselves to this treatment in the service of the Order and the Maker. It is this sense of ruthless piety that most frightens mages when they draw the Templars' attention. When the Templars are sent to eliminate a possible blood mage, there is no reasoning with them, and if the Templars are prepared, the mage's magic is all but useless. Driven by their faith, the Templars are one of the most feared and respected forces in Thedas. Now, all this talk about magic and Templars and the Chantry and I'm just thinking about the Maker here. Is the Maker real? Is that a dumb question to ask? We don't know, right? A lot of people in Thedas choose to believe in the Maker. Andraste was real. Because you know, it was written in history and all that, but the Maker is probably someone a little bit more ambiguous. We have magic in this world, but does it come from the Maker? Not necessarily so. It could just be that there is magic in this world and we didn't have a proper explanation for it, and therefore, somebody back in the day decided that, oh, the Maker was the one who gave this to us. So, yeah, I'm guessing no, the Maker is not real, or, no, sorry. I mean, the Maker, there's no solid evidence that of the Maker. Yeah, okay.
What do you wish of me?
Can you teach me how to be a shapeshifter?
If you must. Possibly, if I had the desire to. I do not.
Yeah, she doesn't like me. Yet. As you wish. Which means we gotta keep bringing her around or shower her with gifts. Morrigan. What do you like? Do we know what you like? What did you want me to do again? What about the book? Nothing. It doesn't say anything here. It just says she wants to start reading it. That's it. Where are the people? Morrigan. Yeah, it's pretty short. We don't know too much about her yet. She's very... Everyone else is all over here. And like the way she's very closed off. Emotionally. She seems very sharp-witted and stuff, but... She doesn't really... I think it'll take a while before we crack her. Surprisingly, even someone like Sten... He's warmed up to us significantly, but Morrigan is still... a work in progress. So therefore, maybe I'll give you a gift. To speed things up. It's a statue. That's probably an Alistair thing then. Rose of Orlais is for Wynne. Would you like a necklace? You don't strike me as a necklace person. Would you like a lamb bone? This is obviously for Troy. Morrigan. Morrigan. Would you like to, you know, improve our relations?
Interesting.
Yeah, I didn't think so. I don't know what she would like. She liked the book. Would you like gold, Morrigan?
Interesting.
Oh my god, it's getting worse. Don't do it anymore. Oh, hey, we actually got a thing for it though. Oh, Morrigan's critical eye is not reserved solely for others. Knowing or not, she has a simple fondness for jewelry and is very particular about her appearance. Hey, so the ring might actually be good. What about the necklace? I don't think we should be spamming gifts though. They seem to go down in effectiveness. Oh, we'll get to you. We'll get to you.